Many people have been waiting for this video, so here it is. How do you get clients as a freelancer, or if you want to be more specific, as a freelance videographer? I have a 12-year-old journey in the video industry, starting from agency to freelancing, and I have learned a lot about the clients, how to deal with them, and first of all, how to find them in the beginning and how to get them, meaning how do you actually convince them to work with you and hire you? A lot of people, a lot of freelancers in the creative industry, especially videographers, are struggling because there are so many, the demand is big, but also the competition is huge. But even if you are like freelancing for a while, but you still find clients in a very hard way, or you don't know how to do it, this can be beneficial to you. If you know my story, it's kind of like I did everything myself with very little budget when I started freelancing. Not having enough money for like advertising or even equipment is not a problem. Like you feel like it is, but it's not. Like you can go around it. And it didn't prevent me from finding the clients. So it's not going to prevent you from finding clients. All you have to do is invest your time, and not only to create a website and so on, but also to learn new skills. The first thing is you need to clarify if you're niche or not, right? You can be niche if you want, like you can only do weddings or car videos or skateboarding or whatever, sports, or you can do anything. I am doing like anything. So I never had a niche. I was like, I just want to earn money. So like anything you can imagine, I'm on it, right? So I'm not niche, great. If you are, define and describe your perfect client that you would like to work with. And even if you're not niche, I did this as well. Like I just imagined, do I want to have my clients being like, in their 70s, males or females in their 30s, or people like me, or like in their 50s, in like freelancers, business owners, like managers or side hustle, like whoever that is, you can describe. It's because my last point will be soft skills, because you need to find someone who is similar to your personality to make it work. So this first step is quite important. Okay, you need to know who you want to work with, but also who you don't want to work with. Do you need a website or showreel to get clients? The answer is always yes. You do need a website. I don't care you have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, like you need a website, and you need to use the email from your website. Do not email market with your Gmail or Hotmail or whatever. It's unprofessional. Nobody will reply to you. And if they do, they are not professional either. So maybe it's a good match. Anyway, have your website. People still go on websites. Not to mention it's good for SEO, which is going to be the next point. Create showreel or pick your best videos and categorize them and describe each project. So you have like one page and then different videos. But don't put like 50 videos there. Like just put like one from each kind of different, like whether it's industry or type, and describe, what was the brief and so on. You can get it completely free if you do it, for example, in WordPress. So there's no excuse really, but you need to learn how to do it. It is definitely like investment when it comes to time. But your website, if you optimize it for SEO, which you should, is going to be basically generating your hot leads in the future. If you don't optimize it for SEO, you're going to miss out. SEO will take time, and I'm talking potentially years, depends how much time you're going to put into that. It took me years personally, but now I get hot leads from nowhere because I ranked my website. How I did it? Well, a lot of things to that. I'm going to go more in depth in my book and online course, but you can also check out SEO audit on my website if you already have a website and you need specific recommendations of what you need to do to start your SEO journey, okay? Because it's a journey. So you need to keep working on SEO. You need to start, for the SEO as well, you need to start writing blogs on your website. So essentially, what's going to rank is your website, but also a lot of blogs. And you need to write about like your industry, something about you that you know. And this will push your whole website. And this is how clients may actually find you. How do you write a great blog? More than 300 words, please. Like the blogs that rank for years and generate traffic and leads are like 10,000 words, you know. You don't have to have every blog 10,000 words, but you can have like one like this, or at least like 2,000 words, you know, and just like very long, but also very valuable information, not just words that are filler words, like really in-depth blog. And sometimes you need like 5 good blogs for like, well, you need to have a lot of blogs like every week, but you can have the long ones, only like 5 a year, and they're gonna bring you a lot of fruit in the future, trust me, if they are good. Another one is, of course, social media. We all know social media generates clients, but what I want to say is each platform has its own rules. YouTube is a long-term game. It's the most difficult one, right? So like if you don't enjoy it, don't do it. Another one is Instagram, and another one is obviously LinkedIn. LinkedIn you have to have super polished. It also depends what kind of clients you want. Do you want corporate clients? Do you want, you know, less corporate clients? Because not like less corporate clients are not as active on LinkedIn. So if you like don't want corporate clients, but you spend all your energy on working on your LinkedIn, it's a little bit of a mismatch. Like I would focus more on TikTok. And I'm mentioning TikTok because TikTok generated the most money for me. And I found most clients through TikTok. So because it has the best algorithm, if you have great content, you're going to find your audience, right? It doesn't work like that on YouTube or Instagram. Like you have to hit a million other criteria to actually be seen. So TikTok is kind of like easiest one, even though it's hard, but it's the easiest one. I have an online course that goes exactly into how I made money with my TikTok, how I found clients. Especially they found me through my content. So I didn't have to convince them, message them, comment, DM. I didn't have to do that. They found me for my content and they hired me right away. TikTok like generated and still generating because all those clients are still with me. The most money for me. You need to jump on that. You need to get my online course to explain to you how to do that in a practical way. I'm going to break down like viral videos that I've done and how they did convert and did not convert and so on. Okay, so you need to get that. Moving on, email marketing is very good. Like I have found clients that generated so much money through email marketing. However, it's a hard work and people are fed up with the amount of emails they get. So you need to be very smart, very specific, and understand that I sent 120 emails, which were very tailored. So it took me a long time and it generated 2 clients. But one of them, like I worked with them for like 4 years now and generated tons of money. So it's worth it. But you need to put the work in and you need to know that they can actually send you to hell many times. And you cannot go against GDPR. Like you need to find their emails somewhere when it says enquiries. And like it has to be consensual. So if they say like, how did you get my email? I want you to stop. You need to immediately reply like, I'm never going to email you again. Sorry, you know, you're going to get that. Another one is cold calling. And everything I mention not only requires time, but also a lot of effort and going outside of your comfort zone. The last or one of the last points will be something that, you know, proves that. Keep watching. Cold calling. There is a trend on TikTok where like 18-year-olds or 20-year-olds or 25-year-olds, Gen Z, start their business and they record their cold calling new clients. You know, most of the time it goes well, but obviously, for example, they cold call like 100 people and 2 clients agreed to have their like meeting with them. It's a hard work, but if they have their phone displayed on the website, like, you know, contact us, you can do that. And if you phone like 5 clients and everybody sends you to hell and you're like, oh, this is not working, that's not how you make money as a freelancer. Okay, leading towards freelancers that complain they don't have enough work, they don't have money, they cannot pay the bills, there's no work available. Let me give you a great example of this. Because I ranked my website, now I get tons of inquiries and hot leads. I cannot do all the work, right? So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this in a way that I'm going to get a videographer for my client. And that videographer is going to give me a referral fee, right? So I'm going to charge them something for giving them hot lead. And I will only get the money if they get the job, okay? That was the deal. I was like, okay. I posted like on Facebook group, I'm looking for videographers, freelancers that need work because I have like a lot of hot leads, blah, blah, blah. People answered me, okay, went through the list. I met with 3 or 4 of them, decent people, very bad soft skills. So I knew like, okay, this is why you're struggling to get clients. And that's my last point. So stay tuned. I was like, okay, I don't wonder why you cannot get clients. Okay. So I told them the rules. They were like, no, great. Like I'm really struggling. I need clients. I don't know where to find them. I don't know how to find them. Okay. So essentially, first one, got them the job. And I said, this is what I like. This is what I want. This is how much I want after you finish the job. Yeah, no problem. I'm going to send you the money right away after they pay. Great. They did the job. It was like a year ago. To this day, I haven't seen that money. So essentially, either they didn't get paid and they were ashamed to admit it, or they just decided not to pay me. But it doesn't make sense to me because if you decide not to pay me, I will never give you any more work, and I have plenty. So I was like confused, like why would this person throw away future projects by betraying me like this? I was like, anyway, great, moving on. Another thing, the second one, I told them I have some, work for you. It's £200 for 2 hours, like filming interviews. And they told me, oh, that's not enough. That's like offensive. And I was like, I'm sorry, you told me you don't have enough work. You begged me for work because you said you're sitting at home like unemployed and you can barely pay your bills. And you're going to get paid like £100 per hour. And you say that's not enough. Okay, moving on. Oh yeah, and the third one, I got a hot lead. Very, very expensive client. Very expensive client. I was like, okay, do you want this client? They were like, yes, I want this. And I was like, okay, email them and schedule a call with them because they are very keen on like to start the project right away. Okay, I'll do that. A couple of days later, the client is emailing me saying like, hey, Nicole, like you said, you're going to connect like to the videographer, but I haven't heard back from him. Like I sent him like what I need. We were supposed to schedule a call. I never heard back from them. And I was like, okay, that's weird. So I got back to that videographer and I said, did you like email them? And he was like, oh, I didn't have time yet. I'm going to do it today. And I'm like, you didn't have time. You told me you are desperate to work because you have nothing to do. And now you don't want to, like this client could potentially pay like £1,000 for like a kind of small project. And I was like, okay, this never happened, right? Like they never emailed them back to schedule a call. That was it. So do not cry that you don't have work if you don't want to put in the work, okay? If you don't want to put in the work to find and get clients, go work for somebody. Go work for an agency. Like you're not freelance material, period. Another idea is create your own podcast. So it's a great way to meet people and to network. So essentially, and this could be podcast about anything. This could be about football, if you like football, or whatever. Why? Because you're gonna find business owners that have the same interest as you. You're gonna call them for the podcast, like, oh, I have this podcast, blah, blah, blah. You have a new connection, and then you mention like, oh, by the way, like I'm a videographer, I do this, blah, blah, blah. And they're gonna be like, oh yeah, actually we have this event coming up and we need a videographer. Like, do you want to do it? Like, this is literally what is happening when you make new connections. And the podcast is a great way to do that. Like, it's just a great way to connect. And even if they don't need videographer right now, maybe in the future they will come back to you, and just be like, oh yeah, you mentioned you do videography. Done. How do you start a podcast? Well, I have an online course about that as well. Podcasting 101, going through everything from pre-production, production, post-production, distribution, marketing, everything, okay? Links in the description. You need to acquire as many new skills as possible. If you stay one-dimensional with the, AI and all that stuff come in, you're going to be out of work, no matter how good videographer you are. So you need to upgrade your skills anyway. Okay, and the last point is the most underrated skill for videographers, which is soft skills. Soft skills of any kind. Basically, I had very bad soft skills in the early 20s, and I convinced myself it's not a problem because, I do a good job, I'm hardworking, so people will like to hire me and work with me because, they like the result. That's not how it works. People hire you because they like your personality. They like your work, yes, but mostly they like your personality because they're going to be working with you and they don't want you to be a pain in the ass. So soft skills like how to negotiate, how to be assertive but not impolite, not rude, not arrogant, but confident, how to communicate with the client, how to negotiate with the client, how to communicate with the client's client, and so on, how to represent yourself, how to make a good impression. I don't have a course on that, but you should get some, definitely. I had so many clients that were asking me like, oh, can you recommend a videographer? Because we have this project coming up and you're leaving for Italy. And I was like, oh yeah, there are a couple of, videographers. And they were like, but, do they have the similar personality to yours? And I was like, well, not really. And then they said, we don't want somebody who's going to be stressed out, who's going to be like, oh, let's do this again. Well, we need to do this from different angle. Like, they needed someone who does it great, but quick, with very limited resources, and who is super chilled, right? And not shy and not introverted. Basically me. And then I said like, yeah, I don't know, probably I don't. But they are great videographers. They have great equipment, they have great skills, and they were like, no, we need like a personality. Like, we cannot work with these people. We tried and it doesn't work. And I was like, wow, there's so much that goes into choosing to work with someone based on personality. So like, even if you have, it's kind of like getting hired for the company. Like, you have this initial call with them. And I had so many meetings online before, the project, and I didn't get hired. And I know it's because of my personality, because I am very confident. I am very straightforward and direct. And for some clients, it's pain. And for some clients, this is exactly what they want. So you need to kind of be yourself all the time. And you need to be yourself fully for every call that you have with the client. Because if you kind of like fake it, like if this is a corporate client and you want to be super corporate, overheat, and you want to be super corporate, like you pretend you're super corporate, you're not going to be able to sustain this behavior because it's just too much. So it's better to be yourself. That's it. Anyway, my camera is overheating because in Italy it's super hot. So this was my last point. I'm definitely gonna do the online course for this, an ebook that I'm writing as well, just to give you a bit more in depth, basically like a guideline, like a full guideline with all the details to have so you can find and get clients if you really want to, and a lot of practical examples of how I did it, what exactly I have done to do it, right? Because I have my business for 6 years, freelancing in market like London, which is incredible competition. There's a lot of opportunities, but also huge competition. So, I have made it work with like zero resources and money. So you can do this as well. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you subscribe. You can also subscribe for my membership content. Yeah, check out the online courses I shared with you in the description. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Stay tuned for more, and good luck.